allegiance to the flag.
Approve the agenda.
So moved.
Support. Motion with support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Raleigh.
Aye.
Hightmeyer.
Aye.
Lees.
Aye.
Waterman.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Motion carried. Consent agenda.
Motion to approve is presented.
Support.
Motion with support to approve consent agenda items 1 through 14, which are the minutes from regular city council meeting on May 1st, 2019. Approve training for City Administrator Gifford at the IACMA Summer Conference. Approve a cigarette permit renewal for Walmart. Approve liquor license renewal for MK Mini Mart. Approve a liquor license renewal for All-Star Made Right Diner. Approve a payment to ACO. Approve payment to Sandry Fire Supply. Approve payment to Des Moines County Regional Waste Commission. Approve payment to Deliver the Party. Approve payment to La Di Da Entertainment and Events.
Say that
Approve
again.
La Di Da. Approve payment to Hydroflow Products. Approve payment to Aeromod Inc. And approve payment to Burlington Municipal Waterworks. And approve the claims list as presented in the amount of $551,119.06. Any discussion?
Obviously, two of those are mine. Deliver the Party and la-di-da, so.
There you go. Roll call.
Hightmeyer.
Aye.
Lees.
Aye.
Waterman.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Raleigh.
Aye.
Motion carried. Staff report. Dan,
I don't have anything tonight.
anybody have anything for Dan?
You heard any more about fireworks?
Not a thing.
Okay. We're gonna need to get serious about that somehow. I don't know what, but
I've been nervous about it for a while now.
I know.
Trying to get answers and I haven't got
I know.
them, so.
can you
I'll keep
call-
trying.
Can you call Cody tomorrow? And
I'll do that.
thanks.
Okay, anything else? Mike?
Been working on trees. We've got about 8 dead ash down and working on cleanup. We didn't get clear through town today. Just talked to Dan Hickey on my way here. They tore out and poured back the first phase of West Burlington Avenue and Mount Pleasant. Tomorrow, the second phase will be tore out and poured back. As long as weather permits, he'll be in there and out of there in them 5 days that he planned. A couple sidewalks up on Leffler and Ramsey, I believe, to finish up to be done up on that end. That's about it.
Get pretty much a lot picked up today.
Yeah, quite a bit. More, farther than I thought I'd get.
Anybody have anything for Mike? Yes.
I got a few things. We had DARE graduation last Thursday. 72 students completed the DARE program out here in West Burlington. Mayor Trousel and Councilman Raleigh was in attendance there. Pretty good program by Officer Covert. Friday, May 24th, we're doing, in cooperation with Governor Traffic Safety Grant, we're doing a saturation patrol that Friday evening out here in West Burlington. Will be our units working that. And then just a reminder with that construction going on in the 100 block West Burlington Avenue that Casey's is not a drive-through lot. Just remind people to use the designated detour signs that are up and obey the road closure signs.
Okay, well, at this time, it's gonna give me a pleasure to administrate the oath of office to Reserve Officer Chuck Severs. Come on up here. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Chuck Severs,
Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
solemnly swear to support the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and that I will faithfully and impartially,
faithfully and impartially,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge all the duties of the office
discharge all the duties of the office
of Reserve Police Officer
of Reserve Police Officer
in the city of West Burlington, Iowa,
in the city of West Burlington, Iowa,
as now or hereafter required by law.
required by law.
Congratulations. You got somebody that wants to pin this on him? All right. you sign your John Henry right there. Thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for doing this.
Anything else for Jesse?
Nope, that'd be it. Thank you.
John?
On the building side, I went up today to Coralville to the Iowa League of Cities nuisance conference and listened to what they had to say and got some information to kind of help line up on the larger nuisances. On the smaller side, Mother Nature's not being very cooperative with the residents as far as getting your lawn mowed and keeping it at 6 inches or below, because I had several I wanted to go around on Tuesday and start tagging. However, she opened up and rained. But I do ask all the citizens to, on those nice days, to get out there and mow. On the fire side, I'm working with Nate Prickett to get up to the baseball diamond and get some light bulbs changed out, possibly some transformers if it comes to that, to work with the school and get the field lighted up for the spring for baseball, softball.
Anybody have anything for Sean?
Sean, on the grass, it's what, 6 inches and above?
Yeah, it has to be less than 6 inches. Did find out there's a few cities in Iowa that they let you grow it up to 12 inches tall, but that's not the case here in West Burlington. It's keep it at 6 inches or lower.
I think there's one that's way high. That's on
There's a
that
few with all this rain we've been having. Is one
Cars,
yours?
decent cars and that stuff in there. I don't know if you'd take care of that. How long are they allowed to be on the street?
If it's on the streets, if it's from the sidewalk to sidewalk, that's Jesse's realm, and then if it's
72?
Yeah.
And then if there's just junk sitting in a driveway?
if it's in their driveway, then I go after it, and it takes a longer process going through the courts for the infractions.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Kelly, you got anything going on?
We sent out a newsletter last week, and it had an application for the citywide garage sale, which will be June 29th.
Leslie? Brad's in hiding there. Got nothing going on either. Rod, you got anything going on?
No.
Rick?
No, sir.
Joyce?
Nope.
Reese?
No.
Al? Nope. All right. So get down to the fun part, community reports. Update from Visitors and Convention Bureau. Chelsea and Kay are here.
Hello, Chelsea LaRude with the Greater Burlington Convention and Visitors Bureau, and I'm here tonight to do my twice-a-year update on what the CVB is up to, and then the second half of our presentation, Kay will take over and kind of give you guys an update on what's going on with RAGBRAI and all of that fun stuff. So looking at numbers from the last year in 2018, just a reminder that economic impact of travel numbers are about a year behind every year, just based on how that data is collected and when it's distributed from the State Tourism Office. So Des Moines County in 2018, visitor expenditures were over $138.9 million. So we continue to see that number increase, which is great. And visitors helped accumulate over $9 million in state and local taxes. So visitors are spending dollars while they're here in our community. And Des Moines County continues to sit about 13th out of the 99 counties in Iowa for visitor expenditures. So we're right up there with our peers. 2018, the CVB was able to award almost $86,000 in grant dollars. And these are dollars that part of it is received from the state with the sports grant partners, and part of it is set aside from our budget, and we call those community event funding partners, and so we are able to help support a lot of our local events. Last year in 2018, the CVB Steering Committee also decided to start a new grant program just for the 1 year, we called Incentive Fund. Knew there are a lot of community organizations with new leadership or new energy to kind of try to attract new things to our community. And so that grant process they were able to apply for throughout the year as they were working through their planning cycles. But for the year, we supported about 34 events, which was very positive for us. And those 34 events helped attract almost 69,000 visitors, which we know stay in our area for about 1.5 days and helped generate 10,411 hotel room nights, which generated over a $15 million estimated economic impact. So again, seeing positive numbers there. We did mail out over 11,000 of our community guides based on direct requests, so people specifically looking for our information. And these, a lot of the times, come from the ads that we've placed, and a lot of them come from a partnership we started in 2017 with the State Tourism Office. So now when an individual goes to the state's website to request the state guide, they can also request ours as well, which is exciting there. We mailed guides out to 29 countries and all 50 states, also including Washington, D.C., Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. And then when we look at our Welcome Center numbers, we had 10,500 visitors at the Welcome Center, and those visitors came from all 50 states and 35 different countries. So not only are the international visitors requesting our information, but they are coming here as well, which is really exciting to see. The Welcome Center also hosted 12 groups, and 2018 was our final year of a partnership for the bike rentals with Nick Cycling and Fitness. We have decided to discontinue that program at the Welcome Center, mainly because it wasn't getting a lot of traction for us based on our hours, we think. And the marina has now started offering bike rentals, and they have longer hours so they can better accommodate those visitors. We were also a ticket outlet still for Civic Music for a little bit through the year, but now that they've switched over to their partnership with the auditorium and Ticketmaster, we are no longer a ticket box office either. Those are just some rules that Ticketmaster has moving forward. Looking at hotel motel tax collections for fiscal year 18 in West Burlington, hotel motel taxes generated $34,673. You will notice that is a slight drop. In 2018, we did continue to see numbers drop a little bit, but as I move into some projections for this year, you'll see that we're seeing very positive numbers for 2019 so far, so we anticipate a good growth over the next year. And hotel occupancy for Greater Burlington and Des Moines County was about 51% last year, but if you look at the demand overall for the rooms, 150,747 rooms were sold for the year. So that averages to about 413 rooms per night. But so far in 2019, we have seen a 6.4% increase in occupancy and a 15.9% increase in demand. So we're on track to have a really good year this year. So we'll see those hotel motel tax collections be higher for the year as well. I think a lot of the really good growth we've seen so far this year, a lot of that was attributed to the turf. They got to open up and start hosting their tournaments in February. So that really helped with some traditional off-season time and getting visitors in our hotels when it's normally a slower time of the year. And right at the beginning of the year, we finally got to wrap up the Fireball Run project, which was really exciting. We got to host a premiere party in January at the Capitol Theater with Team Burlington, and the season is now live on Amazon Prime, so if you haven't gone out to watch it yet, I highly suggest you do that. They showcased Greater Burlington very well, and we were excited that Weingard, Great River Entertainment, the Heritage Center Museum, Burlington Trailways, Kenny's Roller Ranch, and Snake Alley were our featured destinations and interactive locations, and they were all showcased very well within the show, so we'll be excited to kind of see what future traffic we can gain from that experience. So looking ahead, if you haven't heard yet, we're about to have a really busy summer in 2019, but we've got some really exciting things going ahead. Before I get into any of that, any questions about some of the numbers and what happened in 2018? Okay.
Have any questions?
Okay. So first off, in June, we'll be hosting the Nina and the Pinta again. These are the Christopher Columbus replica ships, and they're floating museums. They were last here in 2016, so we're excited to have them back again. And like I said, they are floating museums, so for a small fee, the public can come out and tour those. They'll also work with local like summer camps and kids programs to kind of use them as educational opportunities as well. And we'll have the American Queen and the American Duchess back again for 5 dockings this summer, as long as the river levels continue to go down. The American Queen is the 450 passenger vessel, and the Duchess is the 160 passenger vessel. And both of these boats are followed by the tour buses, and so they get tours of the community and opportunity to shop and kind of explore what we have to offer while they're here in the area as well. And then Very Vintage Market will be back on July 20th for its 4th year, and that is about 120 vendors overtake the downtown area and bring in about 7,000 visitors to our area. We know the visitors are coming from as far away as a 120-mile radius, so it should be a great weekend for anybody that loves vintage and handmade goodies. That'll be the place to be. And we are excited to bring back Gus Macker again for our 2nd year, year 2 of our 3-year contract with Macker. Year 1 was really successful for us. We had 138 teams, so that's 544 players, and about 2,000 estimated spectators. We know those players and spectators came from 8 different states, and we saw about a 53% increase in hotel occupancy for the weekend that we hosted our tournament. We specifically picked the first weekend in August for the date because it doesn't conflict with any other large events in the community or any Recplex events, and so we knew it would help boost those hotel numbers for that weekend as well. And this map just kind of shows where those players came from. We had about 270 players from Southeast Iowa, but also really good pockets of players drawn from the St. Louis and Quincy, Hannibal area, some good players, pockets from Peoria and Chicago. So we can only hope to grow this year. We are shooting for 200 teams, about 3,000 spectators. We're working on hitting our marketing campaigns now, and we'll be in the schools next week with the mascot and Macker Man and having some fun with the kids in the schools too. So we're excited to get out there for that. And with that, I will hand it over to Kay.
Hello, I'm Kay Brewer with the Greater Burlington Partnership and working with the RAGBRAI Planning Committee. That will be happening in July. We have a very large committee that is working on putting this together. And just a little bit about how communities get selected for RAGBRAI. Their corporate office, they send out information to selected communities, convention and visitors bureaus, and Chamber of Commerce's each year. And in our area, the Convention and Visitors Bureau submits a bid on behalf of us to say that we are interested in hosting this here in the area. And so we actually started hearing rumors that we might be a stop, thinking that it would be the end community as it has been in years past. We started hearing rumors in December. So we thought we should probably be at their launch party. They do a big announcement party in January, and we invited city staff. So thank you to Kelly and Randy for coming with the group for that announcement. So they have a twist to this year from what we're familiar with. We are not the ending community for the first time in RAGBRAI history. The area will be the overnight community on Friday night, which is the final overnight. And so this is the 6th time that they have been in the area, but our first opportunity to do an overnight, which is quite a different set of work and logistics and things that go into it. So a little bit of a background on what RAGBRAI is. Writers come from all over the world, primarily because of the different media coverage and articles that are written and social media that's out there. RAGBRAI is a division of the Des Moines Register, and they have opportunities to advertise with the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, Chicago Tribune, Washington Post, and a lot of other newspapers that that have a wide network. Most recently, RAGBRAI published an ad that highlighted all of the communities that was in the New York Times. And so this is great exposure for our area, and especially from the visitor perspective. We also just heard from a local business owner who let us know that the last time RAGBRAI was in the community, which was 10 years ago in 2009, they started a conversation with a few writers, found out that they were journalists from the Chicago Tribune, and their business has actually been featured in the Chicago Tribune a couple of times since then. So you never know who's going to be on the ride and who will those conversations will be with. So this is the 47th year, and we expect to see 20,000 plus in the area. So one of our first big decisions that we had to think about was a theme. Each community, each overnight community has a theme. And while we're not the ending community, that makes our theme a little bit different this year. We wanted to make sure that we were staying away from anything that had to do with the river. Keokuk, for the first time, I think in 26 years, is the end community, so they're very excited about that. And we didn't want to take anything away with them, or from them. So we did come up with our theme. We've got a short video here. So the theme does feature Snake Alley, which is an iconic image of the greater Burlington area, but the whole thing will be a pep rally. So we are really looking to get school organizations and lots of pom-poms and megaphones and marching bands from all over the county area, and have them come out and really cheer on all of the riders as they come into the communities. So that's the idea behind the theme, with Rally to the Alley. So RAGBRAI does a great job of arming each of the planning communities with all of the resources that they need to come into the area and have a wonderful event. They provide us all with a very large manual that has all of instructions and past resources from other communities that have hosted. They have a committee structure that they recommend. So we have 4 executive committee chairs. And then there are 18 committees that are working under those. We've had ongoing communication with City of West Burlington staff. Actually, Dan and I were in a meeting today talking about a variety of things. We've had meetings with Kelly. And then we also have Sergeant Bogue, who is working on the law enforcement aspect of things, in addition to others in your office as well. But they're really focusing on the routes, possible street closures, and all things law enforcement when you're looking at that many people coming into the communities. May 1st was a big deadline. That's when all of the riders got their wristband numbers, so they know that they are registered with RAGBRAI, and they can really go and start diving into the communities and what they have to offer. Lots of those folks come to the area ahead of time to do visits, but they also begin looking at the website and social media to see where camping might be and where different facilities might be, where retail and restaurants are, and all of those types of things. So there's lots of planning that will still be happening. One of the things that RAGBRAI makes sure to say is this is definitely a marathon. It is not a sprint. There's an enormous amount of planning, and things change on a pretty regular basis as we confirm things. So RAGBRAI takes care of the route from Fairfield to Burlington, and they have been working with area police departments, Burlington, West Burlington, as I mentioned, and then also the sheriff's departments to determine these routes. They come in from Fairfield, from Geode State Park, through Middletown, through West Burlington, come off of 406, onto just a little bit of what would be West Agency, turn onto Washington Road. They're going to go to the west side of the hospital, around by the hospice house and the Klein Center, onto Gear. The hospital, obviously it's a Friday. They don't want to be on an island with emergency vehicles and patients needing appointments. So they wanted to make sure there was definite access to the hospital during the day. But they'll turn south onto West Avenue. They'll turn south onto Gear Avenue and then onto West Avenue, go south again on Howard down to Mason Road. They'll cross Highway 61 at Mason Road. That will be for the bulk of the riders that are looking for camping that way. There's actually camping in a number of areas, which I'll get to in just a moment. But we want to make sure we have the safest route possible for all of the riders and support vehicles. There will be lots of street closures. We'll be sure to promote those in social media, the newspaper, on websites, so local residents can plan accordingly. And then on Saturday morning, they'll be exiting back to Keokuk and exiting back the same way, back through Middletown and then headed down to Keokuk. For the campgrounds, there is a main campground, which will be at Burlington High School, Burlington Notre Dame schools, and then additional camping in at Edwardstone Middle School. That will be for a large portion of it. The main Ragbri tent will be there as well. And additional camping will also be at Crapo Park, Danquart Park, and James Madison schools. Southeastern Community College, while they are hosting the Des Moines County Fair, so they will be very active and busy out there. They are going to be able to host about 900 to 1,000 riders. It's 2 large charters, and the 2 charters have told us their folks are really excited to have the fair experience and be able to go out there and eat that fair food and see what the fair has to offer, and they're having some entertainment out there as well. And then all of the RV camping, they tell us to anticipate over 600 RVs. We have partnered with Westland Mall, and so I think folks will really enjoy the opportunity. If it's raining or 100 degrees, 90 degrees after being out in the sun all week, they can go in and enjoy a movie. They have their RVs right there if they want some retail therapy. Plus, they'll have 2 great coffee shops right there that they may or may not have seen throughout the week, depending where their stay has been. So they'll have some opportunity, I think, to really enjoy that area out there. We're also looking for housing for some of the riders who want to actually stay at someone's house, either in their yard or in the house, so they can have a real shower and a real bathroom. And so we look for about 400 homes, and that would accommodate about 2,000 riders. So we are taking information for those folks now to get those accommodations made. There will be a party down on the Mississippi riverfront, and the Food and Vendor Committee is working with all of the local entities to facilitate who's going to be having food for sale and who wants to be part of the party. There will be live entertainment most of the day from late afternoon into the evening, with the headliner as the Spasmatics. And then we also know there are other activities and things going on in the area, and so those will all be within our communications on social media and in the newspaper. We put a tabloid out the night before, actually in Fairfield, that will be everything going on in the area, so the riders will be able to look at that and plan accordingly. If you would like more information, you can go to burlingtonragbri.com or follow us on Facebook. And if you have any questions, either on the Convention and Visitors Bureau or Ragbri, Chelsea and I would be happy to answer those.
Kay, for somebody that's wanting to offer their home for an overnight stay, is there a site that you can go to and sign up?
Yeah, if you would like to host a rider, which is actually a very unique experience from some of the local residents that I've talked to, and then also folks who have actually ridden and stayed at someone's house, There is an expectation that you don't have to provide anything. They can go out and find a meal. They don't need transportation. If you want to offer those things, that's great. That's entirely up to you as the host. But you can go to burlingtonragbri.com, and there is a section for area residents, specifically on housing, and there's a form to fill out. All of the folks who we will place in local residents' homes will be officially have their RAGBRAI wristbands, so they do sign a waiver for liability reasons, because we have had that question come up.
Any questions? I appreciate you keeping us up to date. and
Yep, absolutely. Thank you.
informed. Yeah. This time I'll open the floor up to anyone wishing to address the council on matters that are not on the agenda tonight. All right, nobody's jumping. We'll have a public hearing. Now, I would really like to read that way it's printed, but
Do it. Good luck.
but I
That
filled
wasn't
in
the way it was
blanks.
typed, that's
I
just the
don't
way
know
it
what
was
happened to
printed.
your PDF. But public hearing, I'll open up a public hearing on a proposed budget amendment for the fiscal year 18-19. Did we receive any written comments?
No.
Any comments at all, verbal comments? Anyone wishing to make a comment? All the public hearing is to amend the budget, and as you can see on the amended budget form, we're going to have an increase in revenues of $234,160 and an increase in spending of $1,114,197, which is an $880,037 amendment. And the big ticket items in there is the capital projects over the last year. So with that, I'll close the public hearing. Council, any comments? Close the public hearing. And item number 1 is to consider resolution approving the budget amendment for fiscal year 18-19.
Motion to approve. Support.
Motion with support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Lees.
Aye.
Waterman.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Raleigh.
Aye.
Hightmeyer.
Carried. All right. Old business. Item number 1 is to consider solid waste disposal contract with Levine Sanitation. And Dennis is here to answer questions if anybody has them. Give us an overview of, or a little bit of an explanation why you're wanting to go to one day and pick up and.
The reason why we want to switch to once a week is because since we've got the bigger carts now, we're running down the alleys twice, and we got cameras on the truck, and we're dumping empty carts all the time. And there's really no other town around that does twice a week anymore, because it's really, the reason why we had twice a week was back in the days when we could haul yard waste. That's what it was originally for. So the summertime, you could put your yard waste in the trash, and we dispose of it that way, which we don't do that anymore. The government won't let us do that.
Dennis, you got any idea of how many cans are actually full? I mean, full to where you guys might have to get out and pick up some stuff?
It's not very much. I mean, we've got a few, and we've got some where people have 2 carts. You know, that's an option. And we do have several up in the Kimberly area, and that's got 2 carts.
And they rent that second one from you?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Which you got,
Yeah.
what is that, $2.50 a month?
$2.
$2.
Yeah. That's $2. We just recently got the contract with Mediapolis, and they used to have twice a week, and we're doing it once a week now, and we have no problems there. Very few. We've got, what you do there is you get a second card, and we've probably got 40 second cards out of 700. So that's the only ones we have. And what we're doing now, up till last month, we were just once a week, and we had no big problems with overflow. The thing with the twice a week is we'll have people skip a day and put it out on this second day, rather than put it out on the first day.
So the $2 charge, doesn't matter if it's a 60 gallon or a 90 gallon,
Right.
the extra charge.
The carts are basically the same price or not. We're just running up and down the alley again, and we're if we do it once a week, it takes us like 2 hours longer than it does when we're doing it twice a week, but we're going through 3 or 4 hours going up and down the alley, and we're dumping with a Walmart bag or nothing in it, because we have no way to look to see if there's anything in the cart, so we have to dump it. You know, so it's not like the old days where you had the garbage cans with no lids. You just walk up the alley and there's nothing. We have no way to know unless people pull the cart back, which some people do pull the cart back. They only bring it out when it needs dumped.
I know I've done that several times, because might just be one bag in there and I can wait for another week.
Right. The winter time was like that, you know, when the weather was really bad, sometimes we wouldn't bring it out for a couple of weeks, you know, because it's too hard to, well, we had a lot of snow this year.
So are you saying maybe, let's say 10% or 5%?
Yeah, it's not very much.
Are the only ones that's actually?
They've actually got an overflow.
Okay.
Most people get it all in a cart with no problem. I mean, you got a box once in a while, you get out and get a box. That's normal, but as far as extra overflow of trash, there's not that many.
Dennis, can you explain, I understand the dollar a month increase, just a yearly increase comes along, but then,
And that's also good. We're gonna hold that for 2 years, with no more increase on that.
okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, but then this memo I have in front of me says a $250 increase for twice per week.
Right.
Is that an additional $250 or a
No, that
total
would
of
be
$250?
$250 from what it is now. It'd be $14.75 if you go to.
So it really is only another buck and
Oh,
a half.
Right.
Okay, that was real confusing
Yeah, okay.
on here, and I didn't quite understand that. And I guess, you know, why isn't that just another buck or,
Right.
you know?
Well, we're still, the community, you know, I've price checked everybody around, and we're still getting you're still getting a pretty good deal once a week.
Well, and you do an excellent job, and you know that. I mean, we've always said that. I guess I'm only a little disheartened because you and I had a discussion about this before you ever instituted this program in West Burlington. We were in an auction together,
Right.
having a cup of coffee, talking. And you'd even shared with me that you thought, not only could you do this, and not only could you give us all brand-new carts, but you might even be able to lower the rates because of your workman comp being cheaper and not needing as many employees. So understand, I was a little disheartened when I see right away it's increasing, and then even wanting to increase more to keep the same service that our residents are used to having. And,
Right.
and so can you talk to me about that at all, or, I mean, was that just, didn't turn out the way you thought it would, or?
Well, we're spending more time the second time through than we were with the rear load. The first time we save a little bit, but the second time, because we're dumping everything again, we have to dump everybody's card. Where, like I said before, when we was with the rear load, you walk up there and you just walk up the alley, because the cans didn't have any lids on them, and trash was all over the place, and that.
But
And of course, I'd like to lower more, but, you know, our costs are really skyrocketing. Truck parts are out of
I was just going by what, the
Right.
conversation
Yeah.
you and I had,
Yeah,
and you'd told me you thought maybe you could even lower the cost because of the works comp wouldn't be so bad with those guys getting on and off the truck. And
And it did go down a little bit, but everything else kind of wiped it out. I'm still giving you a price cheaper than you're gonna go anywhere else.
you do us a great job. Levine's has always done a great job for the city of West Burlington. We'd be stupid to do anything else. Seriously, I mean, we would. We'd be stupid to do anything else. So don't get me wrong, I'm just
understand.
wanting to have this conversation with you to go back to conversations you and I had in the past. So, but the total increase, if council would decide they want to stay with twice a week, just because our residents are all spoiled and that's what they're used to, the total increase is $250, not $350.
No, it'd be $14.75.
Okay. Okay.
See, what you talk about alleys, going up and down the alleys, I live on one street where we have to pull the trash cans out, so that way you would know if there was any trash.
Exactly.
To be picked up.
But we still have people that drag them all the way out there and they got a Walmart sack. You know?
I
don't
agree
know why
to
they
that.
drag it all the way out there.
Yeah.
Because see, we got a camera on there, so we know what we're dumping in there, because we have to keep an eye on for, stuff that we can't take, fines,
Right.
stuff. You'd be surprised what the kind of stuff in there. And then when we get the landfill, it's a $20 charge for each one of them in there.
Well, I can see, because I didn't take it out Thursday because we didn't have hardly but one bag in there.
Right. And most people, that's 3 garbage cans, it's fine. Plus also, West Burlington only does about 20% curbside recycling, and they're paying $3 and something a month for that, and nobody's using it.
Because it's so easy to drive it over there.
Right, I understand that.
People are using it, but
Exactly,
just-
but that's just the curbside, and I
we
know they're
can't-
more because they're over there and you can take it over on a Sunday or.
because we can't
whatever.
track how many people are from West
Exactly.
Burlington are going over there, but there's quite a few, so, which we can't, we don't know, but you're right.
I mean.
Graph shows,
Set it on your curb, you don't have to drive it, but.
out of all of the smaller communities, our community is one of the, it shows up as being, not very friendly for recycling, but it's not taking into account what's going over there.
Right, you're so close to the recycling center, and they got a 24-hour drop-off there, so.
So, let me go back here, what I got in front of me. You got July 1st, 2019 to June 30th, 2020, 1317 household. And you tell me that's gonna be the same for 2020 to 2021? Because we got 1335 on this thing.
Because I just went by what the old contract said, because I didn't know about the holding it for the next year either, when I wrote that.
So you're holding
Right
it
now, we're at 1225, I think.
We're at 1217.
1217.
We charge our customers 1225, but we pay you 1217. We have a 8 cent for reducing the
Okay,
bill
so
and
we-
mailing it out and stuff like that.
Right, so it'd be 1317.
1317 for 2 years.
Hopefully the landfill holds a little longer. They held this year.
We're not planning on doing any increase over
Right,
there.
they held this year, so that helps us there, that's a big part of our budget is the landfill.
Dennis, I manhandle that 90-gallon thingy out to the curb. And in my little block, we don't have an alley, of course, but
Right.
I look around and maybe once a week, everybody will have their cans out, and then you'll go a week, not have hardly anybody, and they're gonna I don't know if they look to see if I'm putting my can out, if they should put their can out or not. I don't know, but I could put 4 bodies in my can besides my little Walmart bag. And the bag of doggy do, but
Right.
I don't even I've never even filled it half full, even at Christmas time when I had all the Christmas wrappings and stuff. It's like,
I mean, there's a few bigger families than that have more, so that they're the ones that, and like I said, we have a lot of carts that they got second carts.
well, I notice when I drive to work down Broadway, there's always one house that's just overflowing. And it's like, holy smokes. And I remember you saying when you brought this up that, you know, if the cart is full and if they don't have any room, that you could put a bag on top and you guys would
Right.
grab that bag.
Right.
I mean, I don't have a problem decreasing to once a week. I mean, it costs you more to go around a second
Right.
time around, just to
And,
drive
you know,
around.
I can have my truck doing something more productive for my labor than driving around dumping carts, you know.
Well, I can see that, and I suppose if we start have people complaining about, they got all this garbage, they don't know what to do with it, then I suppose we could reevaluate it, but I think for the time being, it's just a wise decision to go to once a week. Cause even the 60 gallons, is that the smaller one?
65,
You could put 3 bodies in that.
yeah. It's usually we do West Burlington, we do Danville, and we do Minneapolis now, and it's about 10% of the customers have the smaller can. Pretty much exactly 10%.
Well, and then I noticed some of our West Burlington citizens will take their trash can, fill it with lawn clippings, and put it in the back of their pickup.
Right, and haul
Take
it
it
out.
to the-
Yeah, you go in the landfill, we got our carts going in there all the time, back pickups.
I know.
But we do have yard waste customers in Burlington there, and West Burlington, we've got a few that we pick up, and in between they haul it. You know, if it gets full before a week down, we only do it once a week, then they load it up, haul it out, and replace it, landfill and dump it. So they're using it more than that, which I have no problem with.
I want to get one more thing clear with the rate. So the July 1st, 2019 to June 30, 2020, 1317.
Yep.
July 1st, 2020 to 2021, 1317.
Right. And then we'll just go our normal figure that we
Then-
do on
That would be then
On
the
the contract.
1335,
the contract, right? However we.
because that's the
formula-
next step.
Right.
Assuming no landfill increase.
Yeah, unless you guys jump the landfill.
Any other questions? Well, I'm glad you did come in to explain some of this stuff.
Right. And I understand where he was thinking the 250 on top of the one.
Well,
No,
that's how we read it 2 weeks ago, and,
Right,
and nobody corrected me and said I was wrong. And I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. That-
right, no,
Said it would've been cheaper for them to rent one from you for $2.
exactly, it's only $2 if they rent one.
And
Can
that,
they do that like through the summer months?
Yeah, we have no problem with that. We go in and out.
and that might be an option to put out there on Facebook or print it in the papers.
Right, that's what we do up in Minneapolis. If you got, we kind of limit it to what you can have. We let them have a can once in a while, but if they're having a pile, then they have to get another cart. That's different. We've been grandfathered in with you guys for years. And we don't have a lot of trouble with the carts with extra. You got a few, but not that many. But we're just running up and down the alley another day, and we're just wasting our time, and it's not good on your alleys. It's already going to make 2 trips up there.
Yeah, that's one of the goals that I've always wanted to set for myself, was to get your garbage trucks out of the alleys, but
Right, I know.
it probably will never happen.
You really wanted to start something, ain't you?
Yeah. So anyway, somebody make a motion to approve this contract with what we just,
So moved.
So we go on once
once
a week, unless we get 1,500 people come in here.
We got twice a week yet till June 30th.
Right. So I make a motion to start one day after, what date?
Well, the present contract runs till June 30th.
June 30th,
So
so after
this
June-
one starts July 1st.
After June, yeah.
I think Teresa made the motion.
Okay, I'm sorry, I support that.
Been so quiet.
Everybody's quiet tonight.
Any further discussion?
And then we'll make a notice or send something out for people that they want another can through the summer
Yeah.
months, they can rent it from you
Yeah.
for $2 a month.
Make that a headline in the
Yeah,
County News and the Hawkeye tomorrow. All righty. Roll call.
Waterman.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Raleigh.
Aye.
Hightmeyer.
Aye.
Lees.
aye.
Motion carried.
Thanks, Dennis.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thanks, Dennis.
All right, item 2 under old business is to consider the first reading ordinance setting the garbage rates for fiscal 1920. And that would be, get that up here. So, would go from $12.25 to $13.25 per month.
Motion approved.
Support.
Motion with support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Crowner.
Aye.
Raleigh.
Aye.
Hightmeyer.
Aye.
Lees.
Aye.
Waterman.
Aye.
Carried. Now we get to new business. Item number 1 is consider resolution approving 28 agreement with Descom. Previously, we approved a 5-year agreement with a 5-year renewal clause on it, and Burlington Council didn't like the 5-year agreement, so they are proposing that modify the agreement to a 2-year agreement, and the control board had voted on that last Friday to do that. As a member of the control board and chair of the control board, it really doesn't matter to me whether it's a 2 or 5-year agreement, but I was a little disappointed that all the other entities had passed it, and then we ran into the roadblock of being, stumbling into a 2-year agreement, because as far as I'm concerned, whether it's a 2-year agreement or a 5-year agreement, you can work within that agreement to get the funding changed. And the goal to get the funding changed is to have a countywide levy instead of each community being charged per capita, or a countywide levy is a lot cleaner than, and it would release some, either you could lower your levy, or you could lower, or you could release something else, for that amount of dollars that you're paying. We're paying roughly close to $90,000 a year in communications, and we definitely don't want to go without communications starting July 1st, and I don't think that's going to happen. But on the other hand, the people that do run the Descom Center, they need to get paid. So,
Not sure, and I hesitate to say this, but not sure why we're going to vote on this and approve it again before Burlington does. It seems like we already did that, and then they changed their minds or didn't vote for it. Now we're back doing it again. Maybe we ought to table this and wait until Big Sister has approved it, and then bring it back to our next meeting and vote on it. I get tired of voting on things and then getting it turned down because somebody else suddenly doesn't like it, but.
Well, I think they have the votes now to pass it.
Well, maybe. They haven't voted.
They haven't voted, but I think through their work session, I think they do. But I agree with you, Rod. I mean,
I know you were upset about this and not very happy, and it seems like a little bit of a infighting.
I just
going on.
don't want them people out there that work for Descom to, if we do this tabling, if the other communities are gonna do the same thing till, it's like, okay, if you don't wanna play in my sandbox, I'm gonna go home. Take my ball and go home. And that's the disappointing part about it.
Yep.
But if you wanna table it, that's fine with me.
I'd make a motion to table this until Burlington gets it approved so we know for sure what we're doing.
Support.
Okay. Things tabled. Item number 2 is consider resolution setting salary for acting Public Works Director Mike Brissy.
Motion approved.
Support.
Motion with support. Any discussion?
I guess just because I've been out of town, haven't had a chance. Mike, is this wage increase okay with you? Are you happy with this? And I know you didn't ask for one. I get that, but I want to make sure that
I'm fine,
this meets your satisfaction.
fine.
Okay, thanks.
Motion with support. Any other discussion? If he doesn't want it, I'll take it.
I think he was gonna offer me more.
I could stand the race. Roll call.
Raleigh.
Aye.
Knightmeyer.
Aye.
Lees.
Aye.
Waterman.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 3 is consider resolution hiring Bryce Menon as a volunteer firefighter.
So moved. Support.
Motion with support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Knightmeyer.
Aye.
Lees.
Aye.
Waterman.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Raleigh.
Aye.
Motion carried. And number 4 is consider payment to Leander Construction for work completed on the wastewater treatment plant and the amount of $298,805
Motion to approve.
Support.
and 56 cents. Motion with support. Any discussion? So the only thing left is basically hauling sludge.
Pretty much, there's a few little minor things, but, I spoke with both, Randy before he left, and Mike now, and Rod, and everyone's okay with this, cutting that retainage down to 200,000. That's about double what we estimate with what's left to do in sludge, so we got plenty of money in case we need to do something else, but, and typically the engineers recommend keeping double what you need in retainage, and this is actually a little over that. I think he said it was 93,000 left, and we're keeping 200, so, I recommend we do this, and, they actually were asking for this several months ago, and we didn't feel that they had quite enough done. They had a couple major things they had to work out yet, and they've taken care of that, so I think we're good to go with this.
Do they have a timeline for the sludge?
Not really, because it's really weather dependent where they have to dump it in the farm fields, and if it keeps raining, who knows when that might be.
That, and they have to de-water every time to do it. They have to draw the water out of the lagoon to get to the sludge, and about time they get it de-watered, then we get 2 or 3 more days of rain.
They run it through a filter press and then,
What's that?
do they run that sludge through a filter press and that stuff?
No.
Okay.
They just dig it out, put it in a tanker truck, and away to go.
We used to dry it out, that's why, yeah, okay.
That'd be a lot to dry.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, they're
That's what
actually using pumps. They push it into a pump on one end, the pumps pumping it into tanker trucks, and then they take off with the tanker truck.
Oh, okay, I know what you, okay, I gotcha.
Roll call.
Lees.
Aye.
Waterman.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Raleigh.
Aye.
Knightmeyer.
Motion carried. Item number 5 is consider payment to Snyder Associates for engineering services related to the Lewis Park and water restoration sponsored project. One is the amount of $6,225, and the other one is in the amount of $8,475.
Motion to approve.
Support. Motion with support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Waterman.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Raleigh.
Aye.
Knightmeyer.
Aye.
Lees.
Aye.
Carried. Item number 6 is consider hiring land and water vegetation control to spray for weeds on city-owned property in the amount of $4,230.
Motion approved.
Support.
Motion with support. Any discussion? I think we've used these guys previously, this
Yep.
company. Okay.
If anything comes back, they come and respray for free too. That's to come back and hit it again. And there's been a few times at the lift stations and lagoons at the sewer plant, he's had to come back later in the year and do it again, and there's no charge.
Roll call.
Crowner,
Aye.
Raleigh,
Aye.
Hightmeyer,
Aye.
Lees,
Aye.
Waterman.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 7 is to consider approval of a tentative agreement with Police Department Bargaining Unit. And tentative agreement is a 3-year contract, 3% increase on, I think that should read, no, it's only a 3-year contract with them. But I think that 3% increase should read
July 1st.
7/1/2019 instead of 6/1.
You're right, 7-1.
And then a 2% increase on 7/1/2020, and a 1% increase on 1/1/2021, and 1% on 7/1/2021, and 2% on 1/1/2022. Single deductibles increase from $500 to $600. Single out-of-pocket maximum increase from $500 to $750. Family deductible increase from $1,000 to $1,200. Out-of-pocket maximum increases from $1,000 to $1,450, and additional out-of-network deductible. There's a life insurance increase from $75,000 to $100,000, which after $50,000, the employee pays for
Taxable
the
benefit.
taxable benefit on that. We approved some additional pay for working on holidays or Veterans Day, and recommending that the terms for Dan's recommending that the terms for the health and life insurance be the same for all full-time employees.
We'll define additional pay for working holidays or Veterans Day.
If,
Getting time and a half if you're a veteran and you're working on Veterans Day. And that's only for the time you work on Veterans Day, so if
It's
you come in
only-
at 11, you don't get 8 hours, you only get an hour of time and a half. And the last contract, we did the same thing with a couple of holidays, that if you actually work on the holiday, you get time and a half, so they added a couple of holidays. Off the top of my head, I can't remember which two they added. I think we just did it for like Thanksgiving maybe and Christmas Eve before. I don't know what we added some,
New Year's Eve was one of them. I believe New Year's Eve.
yeah,
was
New
one.
Year's Eve is one of them.
It says Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day added to article.
They what?
Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day added. It's in the proposal.
now if you scroll down to the tentative agreement, Christmas Eve, New Year's Day added to the article. 7.9 for the contract.
Dan, are these dates in here correct about this 3-year contract and the percent of increases?
With the exception of the one that Hans pointed out, it's 7-1 instead of 6-1.
Okay.
But, yeah, this is something that the mediator came up with to get a deal. It comes up to within $200 of, if we did what you guys gave us clearance to go for 3 and a 1.5. It comes within $200 of the end of that one, doing it this way.
Okay.
I wasn't sure which one changed. Which number is it right?
Oh, instead of the 6-1 2019 for the first one, it's 7-1.
In your memo?
It's a 3-year contract,
you're
but we
looking at that. I'm
negotiated
looking on
pay
that
up through,
Yeah, no, the document's right, my memo.
Yeah, because it would start 19, 20, and 21.
Just that's,
Wait a
one
minute.
should be a 7.
20,
oh, I can't count.
21, 22.
Yeah, it starts, the last 6 months would be in 2022. From January to June, till the end of,
Oh, so that 1 year, they're gonna get a 3%.
The first year would be a 3%, and then next July 1st would be a 2%. Then the following January would be a 1%. Then the July after that is 1%. And then in January of 2022 is 2%.
Motion approved.
Support. Motion with support. Any discussion?
Dan, did you write this memo?
Yes,
And so you added the last line?
the last line.
Please approve the terms of this tentative
Yes.
agreement.
Yes.
Just clarifying.
All right. Roll call.
Raleigh.
Aye.
Knightmeyer.
Aye.
Lees. Waterman.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 8 is consider purchase of a 2019 Dodge Charger for the police department in the amount of $26,559. Now, is that, I didn't quite understand, does that include the trade-in, or?
No, that is the price, and then we'll get the trade-in of whatever off of that, yeah.
Motion to approve.
Motion with support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Knightmeyer.
Aye.
Lees.
Aye.
Waterman.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Raleigh.
Aye.
Motion carried. Is there gonna be a governor on this thing?
Yes.
Well, if it's the same engine as I got in my truck, that thing's gonna fly.
We get to test it first.
Yeah.
You can ride with me.
Number 9, consider a quote from Electronic Application to install safety equipment in the new 19 Dodge Charger in the amount of $3,700.91.
Motion to approve.
Support.
Motion with support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Aye.
Waterman.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Raleigh.
Aye.
Knightmeyer.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 10 is consider resolution approving the assignment of trustee agent agreements, escrow agent agreements, and or paying agent and registrar and transfer agent agreements from Bankers Trust to UMB Bank. Basically what that amounts to is a UMB Bank bought out the other one.
Right. Bankers Trust no longer doing it.
So we need to have our
Motion to approve.
Support.
motion with support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Waterman.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Raleigh.
Aye.
Knightmeyer.
Aye.
Lees.
Aye.
Carried. Item number 11 is to consider right-of-way permit for CenturyLink to install 702 feet of fiber in the city right-of-way along West Burlington Avenue and Dry Creek Avenue. And they're gonna pay us $180.
So moved.
Got a motion there?
Motion to approve.
Support.
Motion with support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Crowner.
Aye.
Raleigh.
Aye.
Knightmeyer.
Aye.
Lees.
Aye.
Waterman.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 12, and Ryan, you've been patient, is consider resolution waiving the preliminary and approving the final plat for Westfield Condo subdivision. As you can see, the subdivision is going from I forget how, I'll have to read the thing. Going down to one lot from,
It's combining lots 17 through 24 into one lot. So we waived the preliminary plat for this because it was already an approved subdivision and he's just combining lots. The commission is recommending council waive the preliminary and approve the final.
want to make some comments?
Good evening, my name's Ryan McRocky, Midwest Road Group, the requestor tonight. So what we're looking at doing is to combine, like Kelly had mentioned, lots 17 through 24, creating that into one lot. And we will be coming back with a request to do a PUD overlay. And then I believe you have in your packet as well what that site plan or site sketch would look like. So what our ultimate goal here is to create then a condo subdivision there that are across from the existing condos that are there. There will be total of 9 buildings, 18 units total. That'll blend in with the neighborhood that's kind of there already. High level overview. Happy to answer any questions. Where does that leave you at as far as the single-family home lots? Does that leave you any of those or not?
Yep, so to the north of Sophie Street, the Stubb Street right there, there'll be 3 more.
There are 3 more, okay. And right now, you're still planning on leaving those that way?
Correct.
And then, Ryan, one more quick question. You've sold 2 homes out there, is that correct?
And we've got a lot at the, lot 25 sold.
Right. So those 2 people that bought those 2 homes, have you visited with them about your plans for this new project at all?
Yes.
Have you? Yourself?
Yep.
Okay, good. I'm only slightly concerned, as you know, I told you a couple years ago that whole thing ought to be condos, you know. But now I'm only concerned that we've went in there and we've sold and built a couple really nice homes and sold them to people who were thinking they were gonna be homes, and now they're not. I don't know that it matters, there's condos right across from them, so who cares? I don't know, I just wanted to make sure you had visited with them and that they weren't gonna be coming up here yelling and screaming at us saying, hey, you allowed that guy to do this and now he's changed his plans and blah, blah, blah.
No, I'm always very transparent and.
Well, and I know that.
And, what I did, the intent was actually to build that out single family. I organized last fall a tour of homes, and we had 12 other developers around the Burlington area that joined me. And I would say 8 out of 10 people who walked in that door, it was condo.
Yeah.
No basement. So I kind of said, I think my plans changed a little bit. And so our plan is with these actually is to build them pretty much identical to what's across the street, about 1,300 square feet. And our price point would be $199. Yeah, I have long-winded answers.
Well, no, that's good. I just wanted to make sure we got that cleared and aired and, everybody understood and I think they'll sell. I think they'll sell a lot quicker than single-family homes will back there. That one on the corner that Sheila just listed sold in 24 hours.
Yep.
I mean, there's people looking to buy condos, so they just are. And, no, I think it'll be a good project.
Yeah, looks like, to me, looks like the footprint is about the same as what's across the street.
We basically took the exact plan and tweaked a few things, but yeah.
On mine, the one I'm looking at, you got lot 26, which is in a cul-de-sac area. That
Yeah,
little
that-
round circle thing in there.
Yep.
And then I got little bitty squares sitting around. What is that for?
So lot 26 that you're looking at, that's actually a different owner. Owns that across the way there.
Gotcha, okay. That's what I wanted to know. All right.
We had intended, actually, we reached out to that developer to purchase that ground, but weren't able to come to terms on that, and so we retooled our.
Well, I just wondered, I remember that when he started those, there was supposed to be some building they could go in and either swim or play tennis or do something.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he said when the 5th one was sold, he'd build a clubhouse down there
That's
on
what-
what
yeah.
is currently still a vacant lot. And wonders why we have trouble with him.
Well, I trust you're gonna get these things built, and they'll take 20
Oh,
years.
That's our plan. I wanted to start sooner with things, but as this process and then as well with the weather hasn't cooperated this year.
Okay,
I just have a question on, I see on units 1 through 4 that they have the garage attached on the side. On the units 5 through 18, are they gonna have garages on the front
Yep.
of the building then?
Yep, so I'll address that, several things here. So the reason units 1, 2, 3, and 4, they're a little bit different, and one of the requests that will be coming forward in the PUD overlay is that I'll be requesting a rear yard setback, because there is a A&R pipeline that runs through the front of those lots. So the setback requirements kind of make me shrink those units 1, 2, 3, and 4, and move the garages to the sides. And then units 5 through 18, there will be garages that are on the front.
They'll be in front, right? Yeah, okay. That's, when I looked at this earlier, I thought, yeah, I know what he's planning, okay.
The overall dimensions of the buildings 5 through 18 are 56 by
well, I need a motion to.
Motion to approve.
Support.
Motion with support. Is there any other discussion? Roll call.
Raleigh,
Aye.
Knightmeyer,
Aye.
Lees,
Aye.
Waterman,
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye. Appreciate
Carried.
you guys' time, thanks.
Well, the next thing up is the consider first reading an ordinance establishing plant unit development overlay district and adopting an amended official zoning map for the city of West Burlington.
The reason we went this route with the planned unit development is, first of all, so we could combine all the lots into one, and we wouldn't have to do individual variances. He wouldn't have to request individual variances on each lot to go across lot lines and for each individual structure. So what he's asking for is the overlay zoning district to be applied to the underlying R2 zoning, with 2 exceptions. One would be the rear yard setback being reduced from 35 feet to 20 feet, and that's largely due to the easement for the pipeline that runs across the front of those lots. So his front yard setbacks are gonna be a lot deeper anyway because of the right-of-way the A&R pipeline has for that pipe that goes through there.
Sorry, I just looked ahead of myself.
That's okay. No, that's fine. And the second one is because it's more than one building on a unit, the density, needs a variance to that to allow the multiple units on one lot. So those are the 2 things, and doing it as a planned unit development allows you to make those 2 variances to apply to that district. Everything else would go back to the underlying R2 zoning that's there. So there will be all those requirements in place with those 2 exceptions to the overlay, the PUD overlay. This is just the first reading of the ordinance, so we'll have 2 more readings. When it comes back, if this one is approved, when it comes back, I think I will refer to it as Lot 1 in the Westfield condos subdivision. Because right now it's still lots 17 through 24 in the subdivision, but when he records that plat, it'll change that, and that I think will make it cleaner down the road if the ordinance is approved. The Planning and Zoning Commission has held hearings, sent notices out to all the adjoining property owners about the subdivision, or the zoning changing to add this overlay district.
Okay. Need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Support.
Motion with support. Any discussion?
Kelly, one quick question. Did you have any,
Complaint?
well, not complaints, but negative discussion during your planning and zoning meeting from any planning and zoning members?
No, not really. I mean,
I mean,
questions.
they discussed it and
Yeah,
had questions and
they
stuff.
had questions that were answered, and we did have residents, adjoining property owners at the meeting that had some questions, and, at the first meeting we had, they had some questions. We were able to answer those, and then the second meeting that we had, all their questions were answered and they didn't have any other comments.
There was really only one problem, and that was the aforementioned developer that we were speaking about earlier had a problem with it, but the things he brought up had no merit. I looked through all the old documents, and the things he was alleging weren't in there, so we're all good.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Hightmeyer.
Aye.
Lees.
Aye.
Waterman.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Raleigh.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate your time again.
I do have one question.
Bulldozer and sticks, young man. Bulldozer and sticks.
When do you think a completion would be on this?
Completion?
Yeah.
So.
You're just guessing, I just need a,
Yep. So I'm gonna take a stab at it. I would like to say, if I'm aggressive with it, I'd say 2 years. Realistically, probably.
no, that's fine. I just wondered, and I was gonna bring it up later on, that we have a house that seemed like they had 2 years and they haven't completed it yet, and
Oh, for
I mean, just not you. I'm looking down at that guy. He knows what I'm talking about.
No, all those condos will be built out 2 to 3 years is my plan. We're looking at actually having the first units 5 and 6, subject to approval. Unit 5 and 6 would be ready for sale and market by all,
Okay. All right, I appreciate it, thank you.
Thank you. Item number 14 is to consider a resolution waiving the preliminary and approving the final plat for the Flint Bottom Raiseway subdivision.
Motion approved.
Support.
Motion with support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Lees.
Aye.
Waterman.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Raleigh.
Aye.
Hightmeyer.
Motion carried. Item number 15 is to consider second reading ordinance setting sewer rates for fiscal 1920. And a monthly minimum charge would go from $8.60 to $9.20 per user unit. And the metered usage charge is going from $9.40 to $10.06 per 1,000 gallons. And the capital project charge is $1 per user unit.
Have you gotten any phone calls, Kelly? Because I'm assuming it went in the Hawkeye and
What?
prices were
Would-
listed in the
I
Des Moines
didn't-
County News or in the Hawkeye.
I didn't list them in there.
Generally don't publish till after the third reading.
Yeah.
But
In
they're in the
newsletter or
agenda.
something.
They're in the agenda.
I don't think people look at it until they start counting. Motion approved.
Support.
Motion with support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Waterman.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Raleigh.
Aye.
Hightmeyer. Lees.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 16 is consider second reading of an ordinance setting the water rates for fiscal 1920. And the monthly distribution charge will go from $21.25 to $22. The first 3,000 gallons, there's no charge with the payment of the monthly distribution charge. 3,000 to 1,000,000 gallons would be going from $7.40 to $7.65 per 1,000 gallons. The next 500,000 gallons used per month would go from $5.14 to $5.39 per thousand, and all water over 1,500,001 gallons would go from $3.19 to $3.44 per thousand gallons.
Approved.
Support.
Motion with support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Crowner.
Aye.
Raleigh.
Aye.
Hightmeyer.
Aye.
Lees.
Aye.
Waterman.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 17 is consider second reading an ordinance setting recycle rates for 1920, and that would be going from $3.75 to $3.85 for a residential unit.
Motion to approve.
Motion with support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Raleigh,
Aye.
Knightmeyer,
Aye.
Lees,
Aye.
Waterman,
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Carried. At this time, I'll open up the floor to anybody wishing to address the council on matters that we did discuss or didn't discuss tonight. Everybody rise. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
Motion with support. All those in favor?
Aye.
Adjourn. Thank you.